Hey, it's Corey. Jump on, say hello. Today I'm going to be talking about why and how being the most true version of you is actually one of the hardest, scariest, bravest, and also most rewarding things you could ever do. And then some tricks to help you stay more connected to you throughout the day. So as things happen, you get distracted, you get sort of influenced by other people, what are some ways to come back to you so you are still connected to the truest, highest possible version of you. So if you are around, jump on, say hello, let me know you're there. So where this came from, a couple different sort of avenues that this came to me from was I did some reflection in one of my classes that I'm teaching, and a couple students said one of their biggest fears was being judged for being themselves. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so powerful, and how vulnerable and how amazing that they were willing to share that, and also how sad that they had that feeling of being judged just for being them. And it also is a great indication of knowing if that is your fear, that you are afraid other people are judging you. It's really because you are judging you. And all of us, for the most part, are our own worst critics. And so if you are constantly beating up on yourself, critiquing yourself, criticizing yourself, of course you're going to have fear that other people are doing it to you. So that's one sort of recognition to have. If you are the type of person that's judging a lot of other people all the time, obviously you know it's because you are all the time constantly judging yourself. And so what I'm going to share with you are some ways to help you start to shift that, and also some ways to help you stay connected to you so that you can get to this place where you honor, value, and accept and love yourself no matter what else is going on around you, no matter how many people around you are saying maybe terrible things about you. You are able to stay grounded in the truth that you are important, you matter, and you're meant to be here, and there's nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with you. So one thing to do is, if you're noticing the judgment, either about yourself or about others, I want you to shift from all the chatter and the mental energy you're putting into that judgment, which is all very head-spaced. I want you to start to shift that energy into your body, and then ask yourself, where in your body do you feel that? So again, if this is self-judgment or judgment of others, catch yourself when you're doing it, and then just shift and think, okay, so how does that feel in my body when I have that thought? That usually is a big enough wake-up call, because we feel terrible in our body. And so noticing that, do you feel maybe a tightness in your chest? Do you feel restriction in your breathing? Do you notice more tension in your shoulders and neck area? So noticing you physically feel the judgments. And that is a better way to snap yourself out of it than to trying to talk yourself out of it, because sometimes we think, oh, I'll just replace it with maybe affirmations, but often we don't actually believe the affirmations. And the other problem with that is that you're trying to solve the problem from the place it was created, which doesn't work. And so shifting into your body helps you have access to a whole nother level of healing and solutions and creativity than just staying in your head. So that's the first part. The second part is, as your reel of judgments are spewing, the ticker tape kind of running through your head, again, so you've checked your body. How do I feel when I think that? Feels pretty awful, right? Then I want you to think about, is that actually true? And so a way to test this is a couple different ways. One way is you could go through Byron Katie's work, which is to ask 4 questions to begin, which is it true? Can I absolutely know for sure it's true? 3, how do I feel when I believe that thought? And then 4, how would I feel if I didn't believe that thought? So again, noticing the difference between how you feel when you are judging and how you feel when whatever judgment you are creating is debunked and you prove it not to be true. The other thing you can do is to actually test yourself. So a lot of times we say things that aren't true, but we don't check whether they're true or not. And one way to do this is to say it out loud. And as you say it out loud, ask yourself, do I actually believe that? And a lot of times you catch, like, I don't. Like, the way I said it was maybe from my throat, was more surface level. It wasn't connected to my core, to my diaphragm. It was just my ticker tape, my default pattern, which was the superficial level, but is not actually connected to what's true for me. So that's another way to test it. And then the third step is to start to build your trust in yourself. Hey, how's it going? The third step is to start to build trust in yourself over time. And this takes practice and consistency, but it's vital to you being comfortable being you. Because if you're constantly seeking external validation, asking people their opinions, or what do you think about this, constantly worrying about other people's judgments, you're consistently devaluing your own belief in yourself, and you're consistently denying your trust in yourself because you're asking other people to make decisions for you or asking their opinions versus trusting you have the exact information that you need and that you absolutely will make the right decision for yourself. So this process of helping build trust in yourself over time is to start to notice what you commit to throughout the day and how consistent are you with keeping those commitments. So it could be something simple as getting up at a certain time, committing to certain activities, committing to certain conversations, and just notice how willing are you to follow through on your commitments to yourself, and make a concerted effort to, throughout the day, maintain as many commitments to yourself as possible so that you start to build trust over time and you start to know over time you're the person you can go to if you want to know someone's opinion, because it's your opinion that you're actually seeking, but you're asking other people for their opinion. So knowing over time, as you build trust in yourself, you start to go within and seek your internal wisdom instead of seeking external validation to answer your questions or find your solutions or tell you what to do. You start to switch so that you're going within to ask yourself the solutions, the right thing to do, the best decision to make, because you know the best decision to make for you, not anyone else. So those are the 3 steps. So getting into your body, and the first part is, again, how do you feel when you're having those judgments going on in your brain? And then the flip side of that is then if you notice how awful it feels when you're judging yourself or judging others, then to shift and say, if I wasn't judging myself and others, how would that feel in my body? And then notice, is there a release of some of the tension? Maybe your shoulders relax and you start to have more space to breathe. So that's another trick, is to, when you catch the judgments, feel how awful it feels. And then to flip the judgment to its opposite. So actually turning it around into truth, and then noticing how your body feels when you actually are speaking the truth, that there is nothing wrong with you. You know exactly what you need to know to do exactly what you need to do. And how does that feel in your body? The second step, again, was to test your truth. So say it out loud, the judgments or whatever, and then actually ask yourself, do I actually believe it? So start to disprove those judgments and negative beliefs. And then when you do say something that's true about you, so if you have some belief that you want to start to embed in your body and in your brain, do the same test, because you don't want to just spew things about yourself that are positive if you don't actually believe them. When you say something in a positive manner, still test to see if you actually believe yourself. And then the third part is to build trust in yourself over time, every single day, every single minute. Notice where are you being consistent with your actions and your thoughts and beliefs, and where you are keeping your integrity to yourself. And the more you can start to increase that integrity to yourself, so what you say is what you do, and that's it, it's done, the more you begin to start to trust yourself. Got it? Awesome. So I hope you all will employ these strategies and tactics so that you start to stay more connected to you and are being more you in every single encounter with everyone, everywhere, instead of compartmentalizing yourself and being different people for different situations and for different people. Because the truest, greatest gift is you being you with everyone everywhere, because then they get to experience that true expression of you. And then you also get to experience the full expression of your life, the dream that you desire, instead of living someone else's dream or living a watered down version of your dream. Awesome. All right, so if you're interested in working with me, of course, reach out at any time. If you have questions, leave them below. I'll come back and check. And I'd love to also hear comments. What are you noticing as you start to stay more connected to yourself and really start to root out all the negative beliefs and judgments and replace them with what is actually true for you? Got it? All right. See you soon.